10 seconds. That's all it takes for someone to decide if you are leadership material or if you will blend into the background for the rest of your career. Right now, your personal brand is either building your career or quietly killing it. And here's the brutal part. It's not based on your qualifications, your degrees, or even how hard you work. It's based on tiny moments. The way you walk into a room, how you speak when you're under pressure, and what people feel when they work with you. And if you are not in control of it, other people are. And they are writing a story about you that might be selling you short. In the next 10 minutes, I'm going to give you the exact playbook to rewrite that story. So your name comes up in the right conversations. So you attract high value opportunities without chasing them, and decision makers see you as the obvious choice. And if you stay till the end, I will give you my brand formula, a 5-step system that you can run through in 30 seconds before any meeting or presentation to make sure you are showing up as the most powerful and unforgettable version of yourself. Hi, if you're new here, I'm Jaslyn, a tech professional with over a decade of experience, an award winner for Women in Tech Leadership 2025. Welcome to the space where we talk about the tools, strategies, and mindset shifts ambitious women need to thrive in leadership, career, and life. Today's topic is one of the most misunderstood and underused career accelerators: personal branding. And when I say personal branding, I'm not just talking about updating your LinkedIn headshot or writing a fancy headline. I mean the personal brand that lives in every interaction you have, in the way you show up in meetings, in the opportunities you step forward for, in the relationships you nurture, and in the way people describe you when you are not in the room. In this episode, I'm going to give you a step by step plan that will make you more visible, more respected, and more influential without you having to play politics or pretend to be someone you're not. We are going to talk about how to shift your mindset so you stop waiting to be noticed, how to actively put yourself forward for high impact opportunities, how to build a network of allies who will open doors for you, how to master your brand presence, both online and offline. And here's my promise. If you stay with me till the very end, I'm going to share my 5-step brand formula. It's the simplest way to check if you're building a brand that not only gets noticed, but remembered. Let's start with the foundation. The most powerful part of your personal brand is not your clothes, not your job title, and not your resume. It is what you believe about yourself in here and here. If you don't truly believe in your own value, that lack of belief will leak out in your body language, in your tone, in your decision making, and even in your emails. So, what are the most common mindset traps that women fall into? The first one is waiting to be noticed. This is when we think if I just work hard, they will see my value and reward me. The truth is, in most organizations, excellence is only half the equation. The other half is visibility. If you are not making your contributions known, you risk being overlooked for the very opportunities you deserve. The second trap is perfection paralysis. This is when we say, I will put my name forward when I'm 100% ready. The reality, that day rarely comes. The people who get ahead are the ones who say yes first and then figure out the details. They step into opportunities slightly unprepared, trusting they will rise to the occasion. The third trap is achievement minimizing. You get a compliment and instantly respond with, it was nothing or it was a team effort. Of course, acknowledging your team is important, but if you always deflect credit, people start to believe that you were not instrumental in the success. So, how do we shift out of these traps? Here are 3 practical moves you can do immediately. First, every Monday ask yourself, where can I add visible value this week? Not just value, visible value. Replace I am not ready with I am ready to learn. And third, when you receive praise, pause, smile, and say thank you. I want to give you a mini challenge. This week, share one recent win in a meeting without downplaying it. Just once. See how the energy in the room changes and notice how it changes the way you see yourself. The second step towards branding is putting yourself forward. Here's something I want you to remember. Visibility is not arrogance, it's career insurance. If you don't put your name forward for important opportunities, people may assume you're not interested or that you're not ready. neither of which is true. So, how do you identify high impact opportunities? You have to look for strategic projects that have visibility with senior leadership, cross department collaborations that expand your influence, and third, industry events, panels, or training opportunities where your voice adds value. And when you do volunteer, don't just say, I can help. That sounds vague and optional. Instead, use the script that you see on the screen right now. That statement communicates confidence, relevance, and commitment without sounding like you're trying to grab credit. So, here's a mini challenge for you for the second step. This month, volunteer for one initiative outside your job scope. Even if you feel nervous, say yes first, then figure it out. That is how you grow and how your brand grows. The third step for personal branding is to build strategic relationships. Let's be real, networking has a bad reputation. People picture forced small talk and awkward events, but that's not what real networking is. Real networking is about building allies, people who will speak your name in rooms you're not in. Think of your network in three circles. First, inside your team, people who see your work daily and can vouch for your contributions. Second, across your organization, colleagues in other departments who could become future collaborators or advocates. Third, outside your company, industry peers, mentors, and thought leaders who can open doors in ways you might not even imagine yet. And if you struggle with networking or small talk, here's how to make networking feel natural. Schedule one 15-minute coffee chat every week. It can be virtual or in person. Second, after meetings, follow up with a short note. I enjoyed our discussion. I would love to continue talking about XYZ, whatever topic that interested you in your discussion. Offer value, share resources, insights, or introductions that could help them. Here's your mini challenge for the third step of personal branding. This week, reach out to two people, one inside your company and one outside, for a catch up chat. You can keep it simple. Just introduce yourself and say, I would love to catch up and hear about what you're working on these days. Can we find 15 minutes this week or next? The point is to build a habit of staying on people's radar in a genuine way. The fourth step of personal branding is to master your brand presence. Now let's talk about presence, the part of personal branding most people think of first. Presence is made of three elements. First, your gravitas, that quiet authority that makes people pay attention. One way to build it? Occasionally speak last in a meeting. Take a moment before you answer questions. Those pauses signal confidence. The second element of presence is communication, which is headline first messaging. Start with your main point, then give details. Cut filler words like I think or I feel in my view. Speak in a tone that's calm but firm. The third element of presence is appearance. Consistent, intentional choices in how you dress and carry yourself. Wear clothes that fit well, choose colors that convey authority, and walk into rooms with purpose. Here's a mini challenge for building your presence. Record yourself in a mock meeting or presentation. Watch your posture, your facial expressions, tone, and whether you look and sound confident. The step 5 for personal branding is to build digital visibility. In today's world, your first impression often happens online, and LinkedIn is your stage. Some profile essentials that you need to be mindful for. Use a professional headshot. Write a headline that goes beyond your job title. Think value, not role. Create a first person summary that tells your story and showcases your strengths. In terms of posting, share at least 1 to 2 posts per week, lessons you have learned, industry insights, or a recent win. Comment thoughtfully on other people's posts. Add value, not just great post. A mini challenge for you is this week, write and post one short insight on LinkedIn. Don't overthink it. Authenticity beats perfection. So let's recap the 5 steps for personal branding. First, mindset. Believe in your value. Second, opportunities. Put yourself forward. Third, relationships. Build strategic allies. Fourth, presence. Nail your gravitas, communication, and appearance. Fifth, digital. Drive visibility through thought leadership. And if you have stayed till now, on the screen you see my personal brand formula, a quick check guide to building your personal brand. Believe in your value, raise your hand, amplify relationships, nail your presence, and drive visibility. If you remember nothing else from today, just remember this. Your personal brand is not a logo. It's a living reputation. Build it with the brand formula and you won't just be noticed. you will be remembered. Now pick one challenge from today and do it in the next 24 hours. The moment you start, you have already begun upgrading your personal brand. Thank you, and I'll see you again soon.